Palestinians. And as such, I felt the need to deliver such a message with very direct and clear language. This is not the time for soft diplomacy, especially with the genocide still happening day after day after day. And I'm grateful for those who enabled us to broadcast this service to the world. And I'm grateful that it is reaching. It's not that we're going to stop what's happening in Gaza. I wish we could. We're trying all we can through messaging and lobbying. But I hope that people will feel the weight of responsibility that they have. And I'm talking about not just Western government. Many churches, they have enabled what is happening right now in Gaza. And I felt we need to send this message.
That's right.
Well, Reverend Isaac, you mentioned that you were recently in the United States. You went to Washington, D.C. with a group of Christian leaders from Bethlehem. You spoke to congressional leaders, and you also delivered a message to the White House, a letter to the White House. What was your sense of how the political leaders in this country are regarding what's going on there right now with the Israeli attacks?
Listen carefully
on Gaza?
Listen carefully.
We received a mixed reaction, but I left there really depressed. And clearly, back then, we saw the intention and that as if everybody has given to the idea that this war is going to last for long. I left with several impressions. A lot of it has to do with how unwilling to even have a good conversation some congressmen, I'm talking about their staff, are willing, to do. I mean, you share from the heart of our suffering and pain, and then you just get the response, well, Congressman so-and-so or Senator so-and-so has made it clear that this war wants to continue. And they speak with so much distance from the fact, and also almost with lack of empathy whatsoever. When we met in the State Department and the White House, to be honest, they understand the details of what's happening. When I told them that this war is definitely not bringing any results other than killing innocent people, they seem to agree, but they seem to have, as I said, given to the idea that this war must continue. And I was, I challenged them. How do you allow such a government in Israel, such leaders, to drive you into committing a genocide? I can't understand it, especially with
they put it there.
Some of the quote-unquote ideals many of these American politicians keep bragging about or calling for. Yet when it comes to the Palestinians, it seems no one is willing to extend these human rights and international principles to us.
And they put their cronies there, and their cronies are helping them.
And could you lay out the significance of Palestine for the Christian faith? It's not only the birthplace of Christianity, but also the site of several key events described in the Old and New Testaments.
They created this whole thing. And this is why they're not going to do anything. And they have to agree with the wicked beast, because that's who they would serve.
In addition to the sites themselves that church fathers have called the fifth gospel, meaning that the geography speaks about what happened here over the years.
America.
I think we have to realize that Palestine is also hosts the oldest Christian tradition in the world. Christianity started here and never ceased to exist here. So not only is this the land where it all started, this is the land that continued to witness non-stop and give the Christian message. We always emphasize that Palestine without the witness of its people means nothing. And I hate to see Palestine one day turn into a museum of holy sites for these Western pilgrims who come and visit only interested in certain sites that relate to the scriptures, without acknowledging the presence of people, without acknowledging the presence of a church that has long carried the Christian witness in Palestine for 2,000 years. But sadly, we continue to be ignored. And I think even Palestine, apart from being the destination for pilgrimage, is somehow...
That's Egypt.
People view the biblical land as somehow a mythical land, a land from another universe. We just celebrated Christmas, and millions sang about Bethlehem and read about Bethlehem. I wonder if they know that Bethlehem is a real city in Palestine with people with a long cry for justice. But it seems that, for some reason, people don't make that connection and are not as much concerned with the plights of Palestinian Christians and even Middle Eastern Christians.
But Reverend Isaac,
but what about the Africans?
Describe for us. Half of our audience is television. They see the nativity scene. Half is radio. They cannot see it. Can you describe the nativity scene that was right next to you as you delivered your Christmas sermon? Describe it in detail and why you chose to do this year as Christmas celebrations were canceled in your city of Bethlehem.
So we created this nativity scene earlier this month.